Greetings, this is a tutorial on how to use Gmail stars and filters so that you do not let your inbox take over your life. If you note in Gmail, there's a blank star beside every message, and if you select that with your mouse, it turns yellow, and if you select it again, it goes back to being blank. You can access the color of your stars by going to the settings gear in the top right. Scroll down to Settings and select that. If you scroll down about halfway on this page, there's an option for stars. By default, you have the yellow star in use, but you can easily click and drag and move stars and other items to the top row, and likewise you can move stars and items to the bottom row so that they are not in use. In addition to the stars, there's a red bang, not an exclamation point, but a red bang. Also a yellow bang. There's an orange DMA. This is named after a French type cutter from the 1600s. A green check, blue info, and I will let you interact. Can you guess what the last one is? Hope you said purple question. You can select 4 stars at the top, and by default you will see these options. But again, you can click and drag and select the items that you wish to use. So really think about your messages and how these could help you. You can use a star to note something of importance. Certainly the question mark would be helpful if you had a question about something. The green check might be a to-do list to remind you that there's something you have to do with regards to that email. You can also select all stars. I do not recommend doing this because if you want to use, for example, the purple question, you're going to have to scroll through all these options on your inbox page. So let me show you what happens. I'm going to scroll down. Remember, always save changes. And I'm going to go to a message. I'm going to go to ASCD Smart Brief. And let's say that there's a question there that I need to mark. And again, I'm going to have to scroll through and click, 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 click until I get to the purple question mark. So for this reason, I do not have all stars on my settings. So I'm going to go back to settings, and instead of having everything checked, I'm going to do 4 stars. This is a personal preference, so you need to look at these options and think about how these could help make your inbox a little easier to manage during the day, and also a way to mark messages as you receive them, and maybe you want to come back later and look at those. So I've put my 4 in order that I want to use. Again, always save changes. That's at the bottom of the screen. I am back in my inbox, and one way to use the star feature is to find a message. For example, my ISTE Communities message. There's something here that I want to address later and don't want to forget, so I'm going to put a red bang beside it. And so now I have tagged that. A way to find it later, whether it's later in the day or later in the week, is to go to the search feature at the top and type in has : and then by default I'll have several options, but I want to do red bang. And so anything that I've tagged in my inbox with a red bang will appear. This is a great way to find it later. Another feature in Gmail to help you organize your inbox is a Gmail filter. This is a great way to address not just one email message, but multiple messages at once. For example, if you're on a listserv or if there are messages that you continue to receive every day. One way that I use Gmail filters is to note more significant emails. For example, help desk tickets. If I select the square box for that message, just one, and then go to More and filter messages like these, I'm then automatically prompted to create a filter for any message from that email address. I'm going to go to the bottom and create filter with this search. And I have a lot of options, but I want to automatically star any message from this email. I'm also going to apply this to previous conversations and emails. And now my filter's created. So if you look, you see that all of my emails from the help desk are starred. So this is a way to draw my attention to those as I'm looking at them. Another filter is to maybe not draw attention to emails. So I'm going to select iTunes and filter. So anything from iTunes, I want to skip the inbox and archive it. This allows me to see it later if I'd like, but it will not come to my inbox. So I have to make note if I want to see anything from iTunes that I'm going to have to search for it. I go up to the search box, and if I type in iTunes and search, you see that the messages are still there, but they do not appear in my inbox. So it's a great way to keep messages, not lose them, but not have to see them every day. One more feature on filters. I've selected ASCD Smart Brief. I'm going to filter these as well. And instead of archiving them or putting them straight with a star, I'm going to actually apply a label. So I select Apply the Label. I have a label for ASCD Smart Brief. Of course, I could also create a new label. I select the label. I'm going to apply this to all previous emails and create filter. And so if you look now on any message from ASCD Smart Brief, there is a label to the right of it, small gray box. The way to find all of these messages is to go to the left, and there I have ASCD Smart Brief. Anything that I receive from ASCD Smart Brief will automatically go to this label. One additional way to use the filter is to identify messages that are not spam. Periodically, you should check your spam folder to ensure you're not missing important messages. So in this case, I've selected my spam folder and I have a message from ReadWorks. This is not spam, so I'm going to select the message by checking the box. One option I have is to click Not Spam. That would apply to that message and hopefully future messages. However, to ensure that that does not happen again, I can go to More, filter messages like these. So any message from that email address, create a new filter, and mark Never Send It to Spam. Now please note when you use this feature and you create a filter that anything that's in spam currently will not jump out of spam into your inbox, but know that anything that I receive from ReadWorks in the future will not go to spam. So this is a great way to ensure that your messages aren't delivered to spam if they're important. I hope that these tips will help you declutter your inbox, and while happiness may be an empty inbox, hopefully this will help your inbox be organized. Take care. Don't forget to download the link to this badge for watching this tutorial.